I studied neuroscience to discover the 3 big reasons your business innovation will fail. Learn the 3 things stopping you from being successful and 9 actions you can take instead. Gregory Byrne is a neuroscientist. He studies the brain, and he wrote a great book about the neuroscience of personal innovation. He asked the question, what makes some innovators more successful than others? He proposed 3 reasons why innovation fails. Do you want the good news or the bad news? The bad news is that you have a lazy brain. Yes, you. And this is why your innovation fails. The good news is that we all have lazy brains. Our brains are like a V8 engine. They use lots of fuel. And to save energy, our brains take shortcuts. One shortcut our brains take is to see things that look similar. That's why we make assumptions and presumptions. Most of the time, this is really helpful, but not when it comes to innovation. We say things like, that's how we do things around here. If it ain't broke, then don't fix it. And it's also the same reason that you drink the same coffee every single day and eat the same breakfast and probably even the same lunch. We're all creatures of habit because our brains are lazy. And if you think the same way every day, then you'll get the same thoughts every day. No surprise there. To do things differently, to innovate, and to come up with something new and original that people haven't done before, then you have to think differently. You have to see differently. But how do you do that? To have a new idea, you need to have a new awareness or a new experience. But how do you do that? Here are 3 simple ways you can do this. The first way is to change environments. You could travel overseas, visit a different coffee shop, or walk a different route to work. This heightens our awareness to the different things in life, the things we take for granted. The second one is to meet new people. If each of us sees the world differently, then it helps to engage with people who see the world differently to us. But this only works if you're willing to consider their different viewpoint. The third one is to do things differently. Have you ever tried to eat your meal with chopsticks instead of a knife and fork? By changing your method, you change your perception of the task. Perhaps it's time to use a pen and paper and not that computer. When we hear things for the first time, like a new idea, we get scared. Is it safe? Should I run? Should I fight? While we don't live in the jungle anymore, it's a survival mechanism that's hardwired into our brains. That's why we get scared of people who are different to us. We get challenged by ideas that are different to how we see the world, and it's why we won't eat food that's not what we've had before. Here are 3 things you can do to take care of your fear when faced with something new. The first one is to notice and acknowledge your fear. What's the feeling or emotional response you're having? Second, you want to name your fear. Is it a fear of failure? What if I get this wrong? Is it a fear of the unknown? I don't know what to do with this. Is it a fear of social exclusion? Oh my God, what will other people think? This is why groupthink is so common and so dangerous. And number 3 is to plan your next step only. While you can't know what's going to happen way down the track, you can know what will happen next. And here's your chance to put your courage to the test. Add a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this video. The good, the bad, and the gracious. Picasso was a millionaire by the age of 27.
Wow.
When he died, he had an estate worth $750 million.
Wow.
In contrast, Van Gogh sold only one painting in his lifetime and died broke and penniless. Are you passive in sharing your ideas? Are you silent and invisible in sharing your ideas? Or do you shout it from the rooftops so everybody can hear what you're up to? If you can't sell your idea, it dies. The key to selling your ideas is to do what your brain does naturally. Our brain literally connects a new idea to an existing one. To sell your idea, adopt the same approach. Build a bridge between what people know and your new idea so that they can see the world as you do. Here are 3 things you can do to better sell your ideas. Use a metaphor. This is a great way to connect what you know to something new and unfamiliar. Build your brand. Familiarity is hardwired into our brains. And when you're familiar to somebody else, we're more likely to take on board what you have to say. Be distinctive. Be courageous enough to show up as the individual that you are. And more people will be more likely to accept your new ideas. And if you truly want to be a better innovator, then share this video with your clients and colleagues and have a conversation about it. This is the first video in a 4-part series. Next, I'll produce a full video on each of the 3 roadblocks we've discussed here. Look out for that over here. Plus, there are more videos in this business innovation playlist.